Hello everyone. Today I'm actually giving you very short information about the fact that if you think that something is wrong with your painting and it was not sold, I don't know, or you feel that there's something wrong about it, it's always either about composition or the darks are not dark enough and the lights are not light enough, and there is no contrast between the lights and the darks, and everything seems flat. This is the old painting of, not really old, I think that I started it about a year ago in plein air. This is the Charles Beach Orchard near the place where I live in Virginia. And you see this area actually it's an improved area of an improved part of the painting of the peach tree. And what I did, and this is it, this is actually the part which I didn't really start improving yet. And what I did, I went directly for the darkest dark for the branches. You see, I used this very dark purple. I have this, I use Chevron oil colors, and I use very dark purple. So, but it may be whatever color you see, it may be black, it may be blue black. So I actually added more, made these branches darker, and I also it's another thing that when you paint something of the same color, like pink, and you have a group of, I don't know, peach trees or apple trees, or you need to concentrate on one area which will be your center of interest. And I just think that this is this part where I can add the richest pinks, and then highlights, and other areas should be either different. For instance, here we have more foliage, more flowers, right? And here probably there will be more branches, right? And this area is not very important. And so this is the key to a successful painting, because I'm starting adding some, some highlights, which are cooler pinks. And when you also paint the same an object of the same color, basically like pink, okay, so you need to distinguish between bright, the more saturated pinks. I'm actually using, I think this is a permanent pink here, and I'm also using a ready made pink by Chevron, and I can buy, I'll show you, it's this Eva's pink or something. It's, yeah, this is the color. And actually it's a very good brand, because they have a very really wide, very nice variety of light value colors, like pinks and blues, beautiful blues. I just buy all of them because I paint lots of mountains, and I don't have to use lots of. This is the old one, but you can see, sorry for this, just I lost the cap, and you can see this kind of royal pink, a little bit lighter than royal pink. Oh, sorry, royal blue, of course, a little bit lighter than royal blue, and very good for on this beautiful Caribbean, which I use the for the sky mostly, and for mixing cool yellows, cool, sorry, greens, yellow and this color, cool greens, of course, or um, this kind of, it's centrame green, which may be used just for highlights, or I don't know, in mixtures. So the key to this painting is that I may, add some color, a little bit of color here, and maybe I'll add some. I'm working on this tree, and maybe I'll add some um, more saturated pink here, and maybe here, because the light goes from, as you see, the shadows, the light goes from, the sun is on the right, from this tree, and I'm just kind of shaping this tree with color. And you need to keep in mind that when you have something of the same color, bright color, like, I don't know, like pink, right, or something, then you don't have to paint it all, but you may probably paint some of it, some areas that you think will be maybe interesting, right, or maybe may add some interest to this object. The same is about any blooming meadow, like you paint, how's it called? All these yellow flowers in the spring and in the fall. They bloom profoundly in Virginia. They also bloom in Russia, but I forgot the name for those tiny yellow flowers. Not dandelions, no, it's dandelions, sorry, it's something else. And also, like, these actual dandelions, and it's also like you paint not what I'm talking about is that you paint not everything that you see. And it took me like really, I love color so much, and it took me like well, maybe 20 years to understand that I don't have to paint all these beautiful uh, poppies, for instance, or all the wonderful, I don't know, let's say, like rose garden, right? Or I didn't actually paint lots of rose gardens, but I painted once. I think I painted one in Louis Kindergarten in Richmond. That was a while ago, actually. They plant beautiful, beautiful roses. I mean, they grow them, of course, and it's already there. And another thing is that you just need to add maybe some highlights, when you think that it's appropriate. And you see, I'm using actually a very small brush. It's a very cheap brush. Usually I paint with Princeton Art. Yes, Princeton. I really love this brand, Princeton. But for details, I often use cheap brushes. I just buy a pack of them, and when they're done, I'm just buy another one. And so I may add some of this highlights here, but it's not really that important. I'll probably show some Yes, and another thing, so I have this tree now, which is um, my important tree, right? Which is the center of interest, basically, right? And I still have lots. I still have the sky. So the sky, I painted plein air, but the sky is a very good a negative space with the help of which you can shape your object. Either it's a tree or usually it's a tree, right? So the thing here is to uh, use I think that it's maybe even so it's light, of course. It's kind of a cloudy day, right? But it may be even lighter, a little bit lighter, and you can shape. You see what I'm doing? I'm actually, these are the mountains actually, so I'm actually adding lighter and brighter, not brighter but lighter, yes, and a little bit cooler um, color to this sky. Okay. um, and as we have many branches, I will probably remove some of them. Okay, I'll probably add a little bit here, but that's, we don't really, we can even blend, but we don't, you see, I have so many branches here in this area, in the sky. Do I need all of them? No, of course not. I don't know why. I was probably in a hurry, but when you paint plein air, you're not always very attentive, right? You just paint and paint, and then you see, oh God, why did I paint that, right? And it happened to me many times. So I think that I will probably remove, uh, I'll leave this group right here, these branches, which go uh, out of the painting. And if you have actually something like a tree, you paint a tree, right, or a group of trees, make sure that your tree starts about one well, 1/4 at least, but I think even 1/3, because don't put this the trunk, when you start painting the trunk, too close to the bottom edge of the painting, at least 1/3. And in this case, of course, like if it's a large tree and you paint actually close up, I mean you're standing in front of it and paint it, then of course your branches will go up. And don't paint, don't kind of I mean, paint them in such a way that they kind of go outside, out, sorry, they go out of the um, canvas. Don't stop painting them. I'll probably, you know what, don't stop so that they shouldn't touch the top edge of the I'm sorry, I'm just painting and talking at the same time, not very convenient for me. And you can always, you know what, you can always maybe move them, these branches, in a different direction, you know. So now we have this main group of branches and this main group and some of this here. So we have actually 3 groups. And I also, and we have a bit of here, it's just so kind of 3. And of course, if you have a group of trees of the same color, you need to group them in such a way. It's all about grouping, and it's all about grouping. It's a compositional advice. You need to group them in such a way that they seem interesting. for instance, if I have okay, I have this opening here, and so I'll probably okay, and I'll probably so I have an opening here, and I'll do it in such a way that now we have an opening here, and okay, so more more lighter, and these are the mountains, and we can use also, so we can use the mountains or some distant trees, you know, these are the trees, and then we have the mountains. We can also use them to shape the speech trees, but I'm just thinking what I'll do with this. I'll probably I probably need, you know what, I need to add some maybe it's a little bit too blue, but you can always you just don't have to be afraid of color, because you can always kind of tone it down later if you want. So don't really but what I'm doing, I'm just adding this kind of holes, you know, in so that the mountains get more visible through the trees, and it adds some interest, because otherwise it will be like when you have a group of a horizontal plane, like you have the mountains, or you have a group of trees. Make sure that they seem interesting, you know, interesting in terms of I don't know, maybe like I'm doing there, you know, this holes. I'm just making it a little bit larger, this mountain. Yeah, just a little bit. Okay. So yes, and I think I'll show you another thing that so I'm giving you this information so you can become a better artist, you know, because it took me a while to realize what I'm doing wrong, you know, and improve. And I improve many works in this sense. Okay. Just probably I'll add some. Probably we don't need this, but and so I added some, you know, some branches here and here, and you know, here, and we can also add some distant greens, you know. It's the negative space. What I'm doing now, it's the negative space, and it helps to show the distance because that there's something behind these trees, right? And it helps to shape these trees, a group of trees, and it's a very good. It's a little bit light. We need darker green here. We don't really need that. It's too light, and we don't need it there. And I'll probably, change it more later. I don't know. It's just all a matter of taste. If you want to add more color, more pink, or you want to stick to this, or you want to make it more fluffy, I would say, kind of fluffy, all this fluffiness. Probably. And it's not a finished painting, but I'm just giving you an idea of how to improve your works, how to make it more interesting, more exciting, more diverse. That's the word which I love. Diverse, like I can even, I don't know, maybe just add some details here, just to make it more interesting, we don't need this, okay? So just a little bit. Okay, this is basically it. I'm just sharing the results of my own experience. I paint mostly with oils, and I paint for the galleries. I'm a professional artist, and I work with the galleries in Virginia, one in Lexington and one in Roanoke, and I paint all the time, every day. Yeah, this is my advice. Go for contrast. Even if you started painting, and then I don't know, you'd better start a painting, or do most of it, or do like 50% or 75% and plein air. That's the best way to observe colors and values. And but then you just come home, you're tired, you forget about it, and then you just get back to it and say, oh no, I need to do something about it. And this is the reason I think that it's all about a contrast. I'm not personally, I'm not a person who likes dark colors like black, dark blue, dark brown, dark dark violet. I'm not a fan really, and sometimes I just I force myself to do it, but it needs to be done. And I improved so many, you can't imagine, I improved so many works by just adding, by making by adding highlights, by making this skylighter, because what you do, you just have the sky, and then you think, oh, it's light enough, and then you add, and you think, oh no, it's not as light as it's even lighter. So you add just a little bit of white and the sky blue that I showed you, and you see that the sky is lighter, gets lighter, and then you just find your darkest dark, and it's usually an upright, a horizontal plane in a landscape, which is basically a tree, unless you paint a house, a dark brown house, or dark brown shed, and in this sense, if you have a dark brown shed or almost black shed, so the wall, which is away from the sun, is the darkest dark. Or like I remember I painted a shed and there was a entrance, but there was no door. So that entrance, it was not a brown shed, it was kind of gray brownish, but that entrance was the darkest dark. But if you don't have a shed or don't have a house, then the trunk of a tree is the darkest dark. I mean, not all of it, but the shaded part of the trunk is the darkest dark. And that part of the tree which is away from the sun is the darkest dark. But don't forget to add reflected light to the shadow um, of the trunk, because there is some reflected light. Some trunks are darker, some trunks are not, I mean, they can be dark brown or they'll be lighter brown grayish. Or we have a tree which is, Jesus, I also forgot. Then it's not like it's close to birch tree, but it's not a birch tree, but it's kind of white greenish bark. It has a white greenish spots, yellow greenish spots, and it's very sycamore. I think it's a sycamore tree. So of course the shaded part of the sycamore tree will be various shades of, I don't know, blue, violet, green, whatever colors you see, the pink, you know. Yeah, so but this is basically it, and till next session.